Hi there. Welcome to The Experimental Artist. My name is Julie, and in this episode, I am going to be talking about the Milan Art Institute Mastery Program. Milan Art Institute Mastery Program. I recently signed up at the beginning of December for this course. I have been a passionate person. I've been passionate about art my entire life, and for a long time, I got so worked up into the whole corporate culture and work. And in August of last year, I decided to finally leave my job because I had enough. I was miserable. And although the income was respectable, and at this time, money is so important to so many people to survive, I knew that it was either money or my health at that point. It was not good. So I took the big leap of faith. I did a few things before getting to where I am today. And I finally decided, you know what, I have this small art space, this small studio. I do everything from jewelry to painting to different types of mixed media. And I decided, you know what, I'm taking the leap of faith. So I did just that. I left my job, which, for all intents and purposes was a good job that was, on the outside looked quite fun and in some ways glamorous, but for me, it was just enough is enough is enough. So here I am taking the course. I'm not going to get into too much detail about that, but I have so far, I am in what should be the last week of the course for the first module. Week 4, I am actually in week 7 because I have been putting far more hours than perhaps I need to be. For this program, they recommend for 12 months. It's essentially 3 to 4 years of art school condensed into 1 year program that you take at your leisure. Now, I paid for the year in advance because you save a little bit of money, and living in Canada and having no steady income at this time, it was important for me to save everything I could possibly save. So here I am. I registered for the course and I am in week 7, although I probably should be in week 4 with a break. But I am here to share with you some of the drawings that I've done and some of the projects. For those of you that maybe are considering this, and it is an expense, I understand that the rates are going to be going up in February because they have not raised their rates since they started the Institute several years ago, 2018, I think. So it will be going up. So I knew it was a now or never. And so here I am. What I like about the course so far is the instructional videos are very clear. There is a section of resources where you can get your images from. There's also a gallery where you can see other projects people have used. And there's also something they have called Art Social. And Art Social is essentially like a social media platform for artists where we can critique and show final pieces. Most of the pieces are done through the mastery program, although artists graduate, finish the program, and then still share their work on there, which is nice. There's also the option of getting a mentor. The mentor program is a flat fee, or alternatively, you can pay a per hour fee, I guess it would be, or per session fee. I personally have opted not to do those. I have decided just to become friends with a few people in my group, and we share feedback, unfiltered feedback on what we do. And, we're kind of at the same level. So here we are. And the first thing we had to do was a bird of some sort. So we had sources. We were doing like an underpainting, and we were relieving from that underpainting. I haven't much experience with oils, so this was another reason I wanted to take the course, was to learn oils, was to learn how to do what's it called? Sketches, portraits, animals, things like that. So I decided that I wasn't going to do animals that aren't indigenous to the area where I live in Canada. So the first one I did, you're going to do one of these reveals. You know how people do this and then they spin it around? This is the first one I did. I did not name it. It was named on the image, I guess on Pinterest. It was called Handsome Cock. So here is my handsome cock. There we go. So that is the first official oil piece I have done. I actually have a buyer interested in this. They collect them and they love them. And so I am pretty much happy with how this turned out overall. I realized it's been leaning against something it probably shouldn't have been. But that is my handsome cock. I have not put any sort of glazing on it. One mistake I did do, if you look closely, you'll see these little bits. That was from the relief. I didn't know we were supposed to get rid of those little bits. It kind of adds character to the piece, but I know now that if you want to get rid of your goopy bits, you do it while you're painting and not wait until after, because to take a blade and try to fix this now would be a little bit messy. All right. Some of the other things we did, and these may not be in order because like I said, I've gone beyond my weeks. We did a, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I had my source painting picture stuck to the painting. No, please don't be, no. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, this is my little deer, my little baby deer. This was meant to be a little bit artsy fartsy. I'm kind of happy with how he turned out. I have a tendency to overwork things, and I don't think I overworked him too badly. So he turned out okay. I'm trying to put him back somewhere. My studio is so small. My goal in taking this course is if I get good enough, I could build myself an art studio. So, okay. Because I'm a little bit obsessive, I couldn't decide between two of the choices. I couldn't decide between the deer and a baby fox, so I did both. I may do some things in the background to fix it, but this is my baby fox. Not as realistic, maybe. There's a lot of mess going on here. I had a couple rocks here, which ended up looking like baby fox turds. So I covered them, and I kind of made them look a little bit more, not loving it. I might still work on that some more, but that will be for another day. So moving this over now, moving to our next project. Thank you for staying with me so far. Oops. It's hard to work in a very small spot. Okay. I had to do we call it an 8-stroke painting. 8-stroke painting. So what happened was I did this girl and I redid her and I redid her, and I've probably done her about 8 times. She's really ugly. If you were talking about artsy fartsy, this is definitely more fartsy. Ellie said in the chorus not to get too blendy, smoothie. And I got blendy, smoothie. And she kind of looked like, for those of you from the 80s, the movie V, she kind of looked like an alien creature. And in my opinion, she still looks pretty bad. Actually really bad. So as a result, I started a second picture, which I'm still working on, which so far is looking better. But this is and it's, she's got a whole bunch going on there. Whole situation, not much positive, but it's part of the learning process, right? Like Ellie says, you got to make a lot of ugly paintings before you can make some good ones. So that will go in my ugly painting pile. Ugh. Okay, so this is the other one I'm working on. So far, a little better. I need to work on some shades. This is my guy, because I decided to do 2, just like with the animals. I had to do more than 1. And then I got to get up here. I did some still lifes. Now my still lifes they're not bad. I mean, they're all right. I think you could probably figure out what these are. A banana, orange, a little wooden box, and a paintbrush. Not bad, not bad. A little bit of a mistake here that I did in the beginning, but overall, not bad. I did this lemons and plant. I decided to try doing the tablecloth a little bit. Could have been, not bad, not bad. So that's what we did for that. And what other pieces am I missing here? What other misses? Oh, this was pretty bad. This is an elephant sketch I did. Rest in peace, elephant, because he broke after I did this. This is a sketch of an elephant using shading, charcoal, graphite, perspective. Now, I might be getting into later things right now because, I just realized there's a couple I haven't shared. This was one of the perspective drawings for the building. This is that famous corner building in New York City. I did this here. Not bad. I think it turned out okay. A lot of these exercises we're only supposed to spend a couple of hours on. So even though you may want to do more, you can. It's not like you can't, but come on, we got to move on. We got a course to finish. This was a sketch that I did as well. I think this took about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And we got another, what is this? Oh, another still life. This was 2 candles, a shell, a little plant with a succulent, and it was sitting on a rose with a, what's it called? A little artificial plant. Now, I didn't have some of the pencils, unfortunately. I didn't have some of the pencils, so erasing some of them was really difficult because I was using harder charcoal than I probably should have been. So to erase it was a big challenge. These were just some figurative drawings that we did. I started realizing that I should probably be using more, you know, using the paper. These were just little fast sketches. Oh, I did my pineapple here, which I think turned out pretty good. Although he's a little shorter and fatter than the picture, but overall, I'll show you the comparison. That took a while. That was a while. This is not my favorite fruit to sketch. So, oh yes. So this is one of my other sketches. I think she turned out okay. However, when I was doing Baby Fox, we were told you could splash, you could do all this fun things in the background. I got a little carried away and I was splashing, you know, with my paintbrush. And that's not a good idea to do in small spaces because I got splashes all over my pieces, like the pieces I wasn't intending to splash. This being one of them. Okay, so she's got some green on her face now, but this is a sketch that I did. Woo! You probably can't see her green. She's got green right around there. Right there, actually. So we got to fix her. So a couple other things. Actually, one other piece I did that I was actually very happy with. Oh, wait, I'm going to show you 2. Okay, this is 2, this is 2, this is 2. See, if you're thinking you don't do enough in the mastery program, well, yeah, you do. You do, at least so far. And I like the fact that I have lifetime access to it, so I can use it anytime. And I plan to go back and redo and improve my skills. This was another still life. Now, flowers aren't bad. I'll let you decide. The little wooden thing isn't bad, but I tried painting copper. Ugh. I have these little tiny copper mugs, and they look not good. Yeah, that wasn't my favorite piece. Now this piece I was actually pretty happy with. This is a landscape of, I call it poppy pastures, and I'm very happy with it. I might have liked the sun to be a little brighter, but overall, I can definitely see myself selling this, if not putting it somewhere up in my house. So let's do the reveal. Ha! Ready? There we go, poppy pastures. So I think it turned out pretty good. I don't see the original picture that I was using around here anywhere to show you, but that's the poppy pasture. So what are we working on now? Oh, I got a couple more to show you. This was one that we did. This was meant for the people in the crowd not to be like deliberately, you know, you're supposed to kind of make them look a little blurry. I made them look a little blurry. So my intentions are to seal all these pieces, crop them, maybe frame some. I'm going to work on them a little bit more. Let me move my poppy pastures here. And what are we working on now? What are we working on now? Well, we are doing trompe l'oeil, week 7, fooling the eye. So this is the background. I couldn't find the gray that they recommended that we used. I forget the gray's name. So I use like a gray silver, not as dark as it probably could be. I'm going to be doing this. So if you want to know how it turns out, you have to like and subscribe and follow, because this is going to be one of them. I have another one that I'm going to be working on. Excuse me. And this is not part of the sources that they recommended, but this is a apple with an apple that's been eaten, and a full apple in a mirror. I'll show you the image that I took from Pinterest for this one, so you know where it came from. Okay, yes, here we go. And this is the image here. So I have wood and I have fruit, and I can't finish it for a while because you can see it's a little bit wet. This is done on wooden board that has been primed and sanded, although I probably should have primed it a little bit more. And you know what I noticed? Let me show you this. I bought, okay, I don't know I don't know when this happened. And these are probably a less quality board. Not good. Not good. It's got a crack in it. So I'll have to use that for one of my practice pieces. So I can tell you that my artwork has gone from okay to much better. And I'm just curious, what was your favorite piece? What would you like to learn the most? What did you find was the most inspiring of the different pieces? And is this something you would consider doing, or have you done it? I'd be interested in knowing if you have done it. Now, I intend on getting an Instagram. I intend on getting a Facebook page. I intend on getting, a website to sell my pieces, but I'm not quite there yet. So that will just have to wait. In the meantime, I am doing these YouTube videos and making a habit of it as much as I can. I know I'm the experimental artist, which in many cases I still am. But I am not doing necessarily hands-on tutorials at this time. Let me just flip this camera around and, I don't want to mess it up. Oh, I could take it down. Here we go. Let me show you what I'm working on. Oh, I think it's going to fall. I don't want this camera to fall. Okay, here we go. Sorry, everybody. I'm working on this. Okay, so this is the under layer. I have to fix this is our cityscape. I just did the transparent underlayer, and I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I'm going to add the opaques to give it more realism and dimension and depth. So this is my latest project. So what I will say is, in the initial stages, oops, sorry everybody. Let me just hold it like this. I'm not going to edit that because I'm not good at editing. What I will say is that in the initial stages of this course, I was choosing sources that were like the most difficult, the most challenging. I'd look for the picture that had the most elements. Like that girl, for example, she was showing her ear, and she had a hand, and she had her neck, and she had her clavicle. And I'm like, But then I realized, you know what? It's great to start off challenging and be ambitious to try to do the most difficult thing, but that doesn't necessarily help you in your learning. In some cases I was like, wow, that's better than I thought it would turn out. But in some cases I was like, what were you thinking? So I also like to choose subject matter that hasn't been done very often in the course, as far as I know, things that I don't see other students doing in Art Social, or things that when I check the gallery on Pinterest, there isn't a lot of samples there either. So I like to go with things that are different. I don't want to go with the most easiest and obvious of options. That's just how I am. So I decided, so far I love landscapes and birds the most. They are like my favorite. I also was working on today a sketch, because we were to do a still life of a person's face, which we will be doing the full body soon. I did my young son. I will show that probably in another video. It's not going the best, not only because he can't stay still, but because it's just difficult with children's features. They're very soft. They're my son also wears glasses, so that was different with the shadows. That was a challenge, something I don't recall being mentioned in the course. So it was a learning experience. But I hope to give you a tour of my my studio one day. I have a lot of fun things I'd like to share with you. My space is about 6 by 8. Very small, but I guess it's better than being in the kitchen, which is where I did the portrait, oddly enough. And so, I'm just excited. I'm excited for you to join me on this journey. I want to build an art studio and become a full-time professional artist. Actually, no, I will be. I said I want to, but I will be. So I'm really excited to be able to explore my creativity, which was my slogan of my little arts and crafts store I had when I was younger. And I am excited to learn new techniques and tricks. And I'm really happy because, Ellie and Demetra, they are so encouraging. They are so positive. They continually, encourage you. For example, when we talked about the perspective and the the cityscapes, and how that's a course that a lot of people shy away from. They don't want to do it. They postpone it, blah, 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 blah. I thought it was one of my favorites. It was one of my favorites. And so I think we're supposed to do a self-portrait in the future, which that's what scares me the most. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you checking out my video and seeing my projects. I'd love to hear in the comments which ones you liked most, if any. Hope to see you again in the future. Take care.